Hey everybody, welcome to another DW Plays video. This time I'm taking a look at, as you can see here, Alien Breed Tower Assault. This is technically the third game in the franchise, because there was Alien Breed, and then there was Alien Breed 2, which was only for Amiga, and then there's Alien Breed Tower Assault, which is, I guess, technically Alien Breed 3, but it's more like a spin-off. And this is also included with the original game on GOG, and that's the version I'm playing here, is the GOG version. Now, I did have a problem here on my first attempt at playing this for the channel. The game completely froze on me and basically crashed. And it did it in very short order, so I don't know if it's going to happen again. We're just going to have to find out. What I can tell you is that I was told this game is much better than the original one, which isn't saying much, admittedly, because the original game is frankly kind of crap. It's archaic in ways that is very frustrating. Now, I will tell you right off the bat, controls are a bit different. You don't have backspace as your enter key anymore. In fact, both backspace and enter don't seem to do anything at all. To be fair, I have not looked at the manual for this. This is one of those games where you kind of have to read the manual, because they do not, they don't give you much to go on here. Let's put it that way. There's no tutorial. The game doesn't give you the controls or anything like that. You just have to either figure it out or you have to read the manual. Now, this is a simple enough game to where you don't really need to read the manual that much, at least to get the general gist of it. Basic idea is that you crash land on a colony that has been overrun by aliens, and you have to fight your way through the colony and get to do the tower assault and all that sort of thing. Graphics are definitely quite a bit better than the original. It does run a bit faster in terms of how the gameplay works. And it talks to you. There are also these lizards that keep exploding when I walk into them, and I don't know why. But they don't do any damage or anything, so yeah. Looks like you're out here on your own. Okay. Storage facility would be a good place to look. If only you had a map. Now, the map feature in this game is annoying. Now, if you press Control, you actually look behind you while you're moving, which is interesting. You do a 180 on that. There are these turrets around that you need to avoid, so you gotta be careful with those. Now, you have to walk into some of these mines in order to access some of these supplies, which is really irritating, because obviously anybody playing the game normally would look at that and be like, that's really stupid. Why do you have to do that? Now, this A pickup that I found here is a shield that renders you immune to damage. So, very useful. Whenever you walk over one of these mine craters, you slow down. But basic controls, arrow keys for movement, Alt and spacebar are fire controls. So that's pretty straightforward. There's a whole bunch of goodies over here. And we won't be encountering any actual enemy aliens until we get a bit further into the facility here. But let's just kind of wander around here and see if there's any other supplies we can gather. Doesn't look like it. We can just blast our way through there and pick up the health here. So this is the map feature, and you keep finding these pickups all over the place, and they all do the exact same thing. So I'm not sure why you get multiple pickups of them, other than just they want to remind you of what the layout is. So you just have to look at the map and kind of memorize the layout. And get all this ammo and everything here. But I have also noticed that there is some odd slowdown, which I'm not sure what's going on there. And this is how the story is told to you with these smart cards that you keep finding, and they just give you basically self-narration, which is a weird way of handling it. But that is what they have chosen to go with, so you just have to roll with it. Now, the basic gameplay loop is pretty much the same. You find keys to open doors. Presumably, you can soft lock yourself, like you can in the original. I would hope that they have improved the level design such that you can't soft lock yourself anymore. But, the sinister main tower stands to the northeast. So I've gone a different route here. And this is the area in which the game froze on me, so hopefully it doesn't do that again. There are some goodies up here. Ow. Those lasers are very good at tracking you. So here's all these goodies here. Ammo. The green thing is credits, I believe, so that would be money. See, here you get another map feature, and it still tells you where you are. Well, by the way, it's 1 and 2, players 1 and 2. This is one of those games that was kind of meant to be played in co-op, but obviously trying to play it in co-op doesn't really work with a DOS game like this, unless of course you have a gamepad plugged in or something like that. And this is where it locked up on me before, so it didn't do it this time. That's good. So we'll just keep wandering around here and see what we can find. Now, when you transition between areas, it is fairly slow to load them, which is quite annoying. So let's see. It's further around the colony. Okay, we just continue around here. See what we can find. Landing zone. Cool. Oh. There's nothing over here. Ow. 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 Lasers hurt. Lasers indeed painful. Where is some health? I need health badly. These load times are just, they're rough. They're really rough. So let's see here. Where am I? Okay, this will give me an idea where I am here. I might not be able to get out of here, actually. Oh, there's some ammo there. Uh-oh. There's a whole lot of turrets and a whole lot of enemies here. Oh, no, I can get in. No, I can't get in there. Uh-oh. That's not good. Health pack. Please, game. Please give me something to work with here. Alright, so I can go down here. I guess this leads into the facility. So we'll see what happens here. These load times are just rough. Anyway. Alright, prisons facility. Lovely. Auto maps are withdrawn in this area. Okay, there's some health. I don't really know what that does, but okay. Alright, let's see. Very secure during the attack, but it was a high security facility. Maybe someone did survive. Probably not. Okay, so when you have the the shield that prevents you from taking damage, you can't go through these things. Ow. Yeah. Okay, there's some health. Let's see. Aliens are much faster in this than they were in the original game. And they're much more aggressive as well. So they will actually come after you now, as opposed to just wandering around aimlessly. And they take more damage, too. Okay, there's a whole bunch of dead people in there.
Warning, energy low.
I'm well aware that my health is low. You don't need to remind me. There aren't any health pickups in here, so it's not like I can do much. And because my gun does such minimal damage against these things, it's not exactly like I'm able to really make it work, am I? Alright, let's see. Let's go down in here, get this key. And make use of the walk backwards while shooting command. Which is a bit tricky to try to do, by the way. Because, of course, it is still keyboard controls, so it's a bit janky. And, of course, the aliens respawn, just like they did in the original, so it's still kind of a mess. Now, there's some health. Okay, I need a blue key and a red key.
Smart card message follows.
Palm print security is required for access. Translation, I need green keys. Ow, 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 ow.
Energy low.
Why, game? Why do you do this to me? It's very mean. I don't know if there is a key that I can get for this. I'm already running low on keys, which is not good. It's not like I've gone very far here. I have 2 keys. I might end up accidentally soft-locking myself again here. I hope I don't, because that would be very annoying and bad design. Yeah, so that's a thing that happens. Oh, great. I have 1 key. What can I do? Well, I can't get to those keys there. I was told that I can shoot through the doors. Well, here I am trying to shoot through the door. And obviously that doesn't work. So I think that the person who told me that you can shoot through doors... Oh, what the hell? Oh, it just straight up kills you instantly. Cool, awesome. That's good design right there. So I can't leave. I am stuck here. I have soft locked myself again. What the hell? So yeah, turns out Alien Breed Tower Assault, just as crap, if not more crap. Nah, it's not as crap, I'll give it that. But the level design is still terrible. If you can soft lock yourself like this, then that's just bad design, period. So yeah. I'm stuck here. I can't leave. I can't progress because I don't have the keys that I need. If I try to go back through the gates, the electricity gates to exit, then it just insta-kills me. So that's fun. And I can't get in there to get the keys. I can't go through here. I can't go through there. So yeah, I'm stuck. I can't go any further. That's Alien Breed Tower Assault for you, folks. Another one of the I don't recommend playing this. I definitely do not recommend the original at all. This is definitely a better game. I'll give it that. But it is... It's only a bit better. Obviously, it seems to run a bit better. It's got better graphics. Level design isn't really any better, unfortunately. And that's the real big problem here.
Warning. Energy low.
So yeah, I can't get out of here. I can't progress. I can't get out of here. It's just, this is a problem. So yeah, Alien Breed Tower Assault. It is available on GOG. I'll have a link in the video description box, but I don't recommend playing it. I will still take a look at the follow-ups from much later on. They were from the 2000s. They're more like twin-stick shooters, from what I understand. I haven't messed around with them yet. Hopefully, they're better games. So we'll see what happens when I get around to those. I'm not sure when I'll get to them, but we'll see. As for the games that are Amiga exclusive, like, of course, Alien Breed 2, as well as Alien Breed 3D and Alien Breed 3D 2, I probably won't be able to take a look at those unless I can get Amiga stuff and find copies of them for a reasonable price. Problem with retro games these days is that the market has gotten stupid as far as pricing goes. And we'll see what happens with that. You gotta remember, Amiga was not popular in the US, so trying to find functional Amiga hardware or functioning Amiga copies of games in the US is kind of a real pain. You can sometimes find British copies of stuff, but of course shipping that from Britain is obnoxious. So yeah, we'll see what I can do there. There are some Amiga games I really do want to take a look at, like Black Crypt, for example. That is a dungeon crawler that was made by Raven Software, but it was only for the Amiga. So, unfortunately, I never got a chance to play it back in the day. I still have yet to get a chance to play it because it is, after all, Amiga exclusive, and I don't have an Amiga, and I don't have the game. I could probably find a copy of the game, but I'm not entirely sure what to do with the Amiga situation. I believe there is something similar to DOSBox for Amiga. I was told about that in the previous video here on the original Alien Breed, so I'm going to look a little further into that and see what I can find out with that. And once I find a solution here for you, then you might start seeing some Amiga games getting covered on the channel. But, I mean, as it stands, I can't cover anything that's Amiga exclusive because I just can't do it at the moment. But again, there are some Amiga games I do want to cover, like Black Crypt, as well as... I can't remember if it's Amber Moon or Amber Star that is Amiga exclusive. It's one of those two. I think it's Amber Star, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll double check it and I'll put it in the text on the screen here to confirm which one it is. But one of those is Amiga exclusive. That's by the same developers that made Albion. So that's another one I want to take a look at. Anyway, just rambling here. Sorry about that, but that was Alien Breed Tower Assault. I don't recommend it. It is a better game than the first one, I'll give it that. But I think people who enjoy it are kind of blinded by nostalgia, because it does not have good game design, really, at all. Maybe the follow-ups later on in the series, so the trilogy that was made for 360 and ported over to PC will be better. We'll just have to wait and see on that. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all in later videos.